Hello, my name is Ryaru Kitsune, and I am here today to do the last set of missions for my Final Fantasy playthrough. So, for the next hour, if you're here to watch the whole thing, if not, this is the first half of the end of the game. Obviously, you've just seen the cutscene, and I thought it was really important that I left my voice out of it because I didn't want to reduce the impact of the moment at hand. In this scene, obviously, we're taking on Lednar, and now he is no longer invincible. Thanks to the amber that we got after defeating Ritz, we managed to give that to Ezel, and Ezel crafted an anti-lore aimed specifically at making sure we could actually hurt Lednar 10. Obviously, it's quite a big time. Obviously, the fact that this is the very end of the whole series, because the game will obviously be completed. I may put up videos in the future based on. Oops, turns out something is against the law. Probably should have checked. Because that's not great. Okay, cool. Sorry, that was just. I hate. You know what? I hate talking during cutscenes where obviously something is happening and it's difficult to read and like listen at the same time. I was thinking about using the lore card to turn off the summoning lore. Would have been an interesting idea, but because of the fact that I know that this is a two-part battle, I have a feeling that if I used it now, summoning would probably be against the lore again in my next battle against the Queen. Obviously, so I would really rather save that lore card for then. It just seems more sensible. I personally actually quite like this battle because honestly Lednar has been a pain in our side throughout the last couple of hours of gameplay when he comes into the game. Realistically also, he's one of the most 2D characters in the game because he does just embody hatred and violence. Unfortunately, I obviously lost all my mana thanks to Lednar's move then, so I can't use Holy Cross, which is a shame, but I mean, oh well, at the end of the day, it's just an ability. I'd rather have the defendableness of damage to MP, because you can just absorb so much damage with it, and it's just such a good move. Also, yeah, I decided to not bore you guys with me just playing my team. I mean, you've been with me for quite a long time now if you've watched the entire series, because it's about 24 different episodes in length, and it's been a long journey. I really have enjoyed doing this game because it is one that has meant a lot to me, especially because I played it while I was growing up and at a young age. And it's surprising how even now it's an enjoyable thing. I have decided that I'm definitely going to do a sequel to this series called Grimoire of the Rift as part of the channel, just because it's a brilliant game as well, and I feel like playing it might be enjoyable for some people to watch, and anyone out there like me who has had to go such a long time without playing these games, I think it should be interesting for them to see it because, like I said, it is just a brilliant series. So unfortunately Lucas is taking a bit of a look at that. He just absorbed 170 damage in exchange for just 5 mana. That's quite insane. just like to cure his poison though, because that can actually kill him. Because obviously, poison doesn't come off through his damage to mana ability, so it was like one of the ways that you can get around and defeat somebody with that ability when you used to play online. Well, not online, when you would play with friends, because I was so obsessed with this game back then. That's what I used to do. But to be honest, it's a good game. So it's one of the ones that is, you know, like worth getting interested in. Cool. Thankfully, my assassin can dodge Lednar's basic attacks. And I think I'm going to go for the rest of his team before I finish him off. Partially for the experience, because all of these enemies seem to be a much higher level than I actually am. Which is kind of a shame, because it makes me feel like I haven't grinded enough, I guess. But it will just help me to finish off the whole thing. Obviously, he's got quite an unusual team, I feel. Like, obviously, the Moogle Gunner, I tend to only take him if I'm going for quite a long-range kitey army. And the rest of his stuff is close combat, so if they wanted a close combat army, they probably should have taken a Mogg Knight. But I think perhaps because this is the last sort of team fight that you'll do as playing this game, they wanted to create a sense of balance, and they definitely wanted to show off what Square Enix considers the best of each class to be. Okay. Cool. So I would like to just try and get a hold of his stuff, just because it might be useful in the next fight. I don't remember quite how the mute fight goes, so I do feel like it's important to try and be as best prepared for it as I can be. And the way to achieve that is, hands down, to go in with as much loot as possible. Right, so Paladin's still actually really healthy. Just going to use him to pick off these two Numus at the top and side. Which apparently he can do. It's kind of crazy how much damage he does. It might be because Numus are very magically inclined. Like, they have great magical power, and they do. Their magic damage is insane. Definitely far superior to humans of the era. And I mean, Banga hardly do any magic. I don't actually think Bangas do any magical damage at all. So they're by far the most superior magical users. I mean, Moogles are okay. I'd say it probably goes Numu, probably the Moogles, because obviously they have time magic, which is pretty good. And I mean, Gadgeteers can be good, depends how lucky you get with them. Whereas humans have alchemists. Well, actually, humans have Blue Mage, which is a pretty good class. It's unique as well, because obviously it's the only one that can learn monster abilities. Plus, it's Cody cool, so. Yeah. Cool. So, I think I've got a lot of Lednar's stuff now. Okay, so he's got armor and gloves left. I was gonna say, I might try and steal it. Yeah, right. I don't know if I'll be able to, but I'll try. I mean, obviously, March has a pretty good stealing chance, so. Cool, but we got that, so which is great. So he's now got pretty much nothing to him. He's got no damage, and he obviously, well, I stole his sword as well, so I've been as rude to him as I possibly can. See, that's the downside. If you earlier on in the game, if you okay, I don't know if you remember this, but earlier on in the game when we were at the palace and Lednar interrupts me and Babas, there's a scene there where you have it's not like a couple of turns of fighting with Lednar, and during that time he can actually use Alpha and Omega. It's kind of funny because when he does it then he actually has like a whole animation, and he has like words that he says. If you bear with me, I'm just going to try and remember it now. Okay, cool. I managed to find it, and to be honest, I was looking on YouTube for at least a good half an hour, so I'm sorry to those of you who are obviously on stream. I'm sorry I actually left the stream on and it just looked like I'd frozen. But what he says is, dying breath, light my blade and sing in the shadow, Omega. I mean, he has his own like little animation just to say, yep, I'm about to kick your ass. It's kind of just funny, and hopefully when I put this online, I'm gonna just put a little screenshot of when he's using that ability. It's just really cool. And it's, to be honest, like Lednar was the first boss as a child that I actually struggled with. The fact that during that mission he can just one-shot you whenever he wants. I always found it like really cool. Ever since then I've struggled to find a boss that I find as much fun to defeat as Lednar. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed me doing this fight against him. It's pretty much over now. Like he's got like himself and one guy left, I think. Unfortunately, he is very probably going to kill me. Fortunately, the fight will carry on, but it does mean technically, like, Marsh got beaten. Okay, no, we managed to dodge it, and hopefully we can sneak up on him and hit him in the face or in the back. Basically, just hitting him anywhere is good at this point. Although apparently I'm not going to do any damage. So I'm going to have to just kill off the Moogle. Okay, cool. So that just leaves him. And as much as I would love to just incinerate him, because to me that would be a world of fun, I am going to hit him, well, just hit him with my rhythm stick, I guess. He's only got about 100 and, well, probably about 90 health left. Okay. Okay, so he's, yeah, like I said, he's got 90 health left, so I think I can... Oh! The crit! Oh, damn. That was awesome. Well, I mean, that is it. That is the Lednar fight over, so I'm going to be quiet again. I will see you all in the next video.